Hello, my fellow goblins. You know, being an MMORPG fan is a little bit like dying of thirst in the middle of the Sahara Desert, but I think I just found my oasis. For the longest time, I've been searching for something new to play, but who would have thought something new would have actually been something old school? I'm talking about Monsters of Memories. I got to play their latest playtest for November, although I started a little bit late, and I had a lot of fun. I think the reason for it is this game recaptures a lot of the RPG that was lost in MMORPGs and brings it back in the way that we used to like. So, if you're a fan of games like Ultima Online, EverQuest, and other such titles from that time period, then I think you're gonna feel right at home, but in a new world, new adventures to discover, new combinations, new professions, and so much more. It starts from a pretty plentiful character creation where you get to pick your race and class, but also a lot of passive attributes and professions. There's lots to pick from, which I thought was very nice because it gives you more replayability moving forward. And then you're dropped into the world. You're not being handheld, you're not being told necessarily where to go. You do have a starting letter for your first quest, but after that, the adventure is all up to you, and this is a little bit of what old school MMOs used to be all about. You discovering the adventure as you go. Now, I don't think this game is necessarily for everybody, and I think the developer knows this too, because they're not trying to be. They're trying to be their own thing, and I think that's fine. In a world where every game is trying to encompass every single little bit of audience they can, this game doesn't try to be. It tries to be itself. And I know a lot of people are going to be saying this is just like EverQuest, and sure, some of the people behind the game have worked on EverQuest, and it would be amiss to say there aren't similarities between them, but there are also a lot of added mechanics from other MMOs that are brought in, plus you get to explore a whole new continent, new way of doing things, maybe a different mix-up of how you're used to having your favorite class play. So all in all, there's a lot to be done, and they got goblins, so they got me right there. Now, I know I live in the middle of the dark woods, and I'm actually a shaman, but I decided to roll a druid. It wasn't long before I got to engage with other players, talk to them, exchange goods. I actually got a free backpack out of it. I think that was worth it. And I set out to adventure in the world. A lot of what you're going to be doing in old school MMOs like this is you're going to be traversing the land, figuring out camp spots, and basically standing there for a little while, leveling off of pulling different mob groups. Especially if you're playing with other people, then you're going to gather them together, and they're going to help you out, but you can also solo. From there on out, you kind of pick your own adventure, what you want to do, what you want to progress, how you want to progress it. There's obviously going to be other quests as well, but the game's not necessarily going to point you to them. You're going to have to discover them as you explore the world. You may also just want to work on your professions, and that's totally fine. There's a lot to pick from. Overall, I think the game has a solid foundation. There's obviously a long way to go. They're about to enter. This has been like a pre-early access period, so it's only just now entering early access. But one of the things I really appreciate is they're not really asking for anything up front. They're trying to show you what the game can be, and if you enjoy it, then you get to play it. And I think that's a pretty reasonable thing, considering most games would have already charged you an arm and a leg just to play their game. And not for nothing, but that's at least enough for me to want to give it a shot and try it out. But of course, maybe you played the game already yourself. Maybe you have some opinions. I'd love for you to drop them down below, and I'm totally gonna read them. This is not just for the algorithm. I promise. However, if you're undecided and you want to catch me playing live when the game is up, then I am on Twitch and Kick as well, so you'll be able to watch the live streams there and see you make your own opinion about the game, or maybe you can ask me to show you something and I can show you and you see if you like it. Until next time, my name is Skwatz, your friendly goblin shaman.